My friends, have you ever felt like you don't quite fit in? Like you are walking a different road, set apart from the crowd? Have you ever gone through hardships so intense that you wondered, why me? I am here to tell you today, you are not forgotten. You are not here by accident. You have been chosen for something greater. Life has a way of shaping us through the challenges we face. When you look at the people who have done great things, you will notice a common thread. They have all been tested. They have all walked through fires that others could not endure. Hardships are not signs of failure. They are signs of preparation. When you are chosen for something greater, life will not be easy. You will face trials that seem unfair, setbacks that feel unbearable, and seasons of struggle that make you question your path. But these challenges are not meant to break you. They are meant to build you. Imagine a blacksmith shaping a sword. The metal must be placed into the fire, hammered repeatedly, and cooled, only to be thrust back into the flames. This process is painful, but it is necessary. Without it, the metal remains weak, unable to fulfill its purpose. In the same way, when you go through trials, you are being refined. You are being made ready for the work that lies ahead. Many people ask, why me? Why do I have to go through so much pain while others seem to have an easy life? The answer is simple. You are being prepared for something they are not. Ordinary lives do not require extraordinary challenges. But if you are meant to carry a great purpose, you must first be made strong enough to bear the weight of it. Growth does not happen in comfort. Strength is not developed in ease. If you are going through difficulties that others do not face, it is because you are being prepared for a purpose that others will not carry. Look at the stories of those who changed the world. They were not people who had smooth, easy lives. They were people who suffered, who struggled, who endured things that would have crushed others. But instead of giving up, they allowed their hardships to shape them. They understood that pain had a purpose. They refused to see their struggles as punishment. Instead, they saw them as preparation. Maybe you have lost things you thought you couldn't live without. Maybe you have faced rejection that left you feeling unworthy. Maybe life has tested you in ways that seem unbearable. But what if these trials are not meant to destroy you? What if they are meant to equip you? Every battle you face is adding something to you. Wisdom, resilience, compassion, strength. Without these things, you would not be ready for the purpose ahead. There is a stirring inside of you that you cannot ignore. It is a feeling that keeps you awake at night, a sense that you were made for something more. No matter how much success you achieve or how much comfort you build around yourself, there is still a longing and ache deep within your soul. This is not by accident. This is the sign of a calling, a divine invitation to step into something greater than yourself. Some people go through life feeling content with the ordinary. They find satisfaction in routine, in following the expected path, and simply existing. But for those who are chosen for a higher purpose, that is never enough. There's always something pulling at them, something whispering that they were made for more. It is not dissatisfaction, it is destiny calling. When you feel this restlessness, it is a sign that you are being prepared for something bigger than your current circumstance. This inner stirring often comes at unexpected times. It may arise when everything seems to be going well, when from the outside there is no reason to feel unsettled. But inside there is a knowing, a deep conviction that where you are is not where you are meant to stay. It may come as frustration, as a sense of being stuck, as a yearning that you cannot quite explain. You may try to silence it to convince yourself that you should be grateful, that you should be satisfied. But no matter how much you try to ignore it, it does not go away. That is because this restlessness is not a burden. It is a calling. It is an invitation to rise higher, to step into the purpose that has been waiting for you all along. Often this feeling grows strongest when you are close to a turning point. It is a sign that you are on the edge of something significant, that you are being pushed toward a new chapter. Many people resist this feeling because stepping into the unknown is uncomfortable. It requires leaving behind the familiar, letting go of security, and trusting in a path that has not yet been revealed. But the chosen ones do not settle. They do not ignore the call. They listen, they seek, and they take bold steps forward, even when they do not have all the answers. If you feel a deep restlessness, do not dismiss it. Do not mistake it for mere dissatisfaction or confusion. It is a sign that your spirit is outgrowing its current space. You were not meant to stay where you are. That feeling is guiding you toward the purpose you were created for. Embrace it, lean into it, and trust that the path will unfold as you walk forward. You are being called. The question is, will you answer? At some point in life, you will encounter closed doors, opportunities that slip away, dreams that do not come to pass, relationships that end, or paths that suddenly become blocked. When this happens, it is easy to feel frustrated, disappointed, or even abandoned. You may question why something that seems so right was taken from you. But what if that closed door is not a rejection, but a redirection? What if it is not the end, but the very thing leading you towards something greater? Too often we cling to what we think is best for us. We hold on to plans, people, or positions that feel comfortable and familiar. But sometimes what we want is far smaller than what we are meant for. If a door has closed in your life, it is because you are not meant to stay there. You are meant for something beyond it, something bigger, something better. A closed door is not a sign of failure. It is a sign that your journey is being redirected toward a higher purpose. Think back to times in your life when things did not work out the way you had hoped. At the time, it may have felt painful, confusing, or even unfair. But now, looking back, you can probably see how those moments shaped you, how they pushed you toward growth, how they led you to something greater than what you originally wanted. Closed doors force us to move. They prevent us from settling in places that are too small for our destiny. It is natural to feel disappointed when something does not go as planned. But instead of seeing a closed door as an obstacle, choose to see it as guidance. What if the job you didn't get was meant to push you toward a better opportunity? What if the relationship that ended was making room for someone who will truly align with your purpose? What if the failure you experienced was simply redirecting you towards success in another way? When one door closes, it is often because there is another one that you have not yet seen, waiting to open. But here is the key. You must be willing to move forward. Many people waste time standing in front of closed doors, knocking, pleading, and trying to force them open. But the longer you stay there, the more you delay stepping into what is next. Instead of focusing on what you have lost, shift your attention to what is ahead. Trust that if something was taken away, it was never meant to be yours in the first place. Closed doors are not the end of the road. They are simply the markers that guide you toward your true path. If something has been removed from your life, take heart. A greater opportunity is waiting for you. Keep moving forward, and in time you will see that what was once a disappointment was actually a divine setup for something far better than you could have imagined. Compassion is more than just a fleeting feeling of sympathy. It is a deep, unshakable force that moves you to action. When you feel the pain of others as if it were your own, when your heart breaks for the suffering in the world, it is not by accident. That compassion is a sign that you have been called to something greater. It is a glimpse into your purpose, a divine nudge guiding you toward the work you were meant to do. Many people go through life focused only on themselves, their own success, their own struggles, their own desires. But when you are chosen for something greater, you cannot ignore the needs of others. You feel a burden for those who are hurting, a deep desire to help, to heal, to make a difference. That is because your purpose is not just about you. It is about what you are meant to give to the world. Compassion is a powerful indicator of calling. It reveals the areas where you are meant to serve, where you are uniquely equipped to make an impact. Have you ever noticed that certain injustices bother you more than others? That specific problems in the world weigh on your heart in a way they don't for everyone else? That is not a coincidence. The things that break your heart are often connected to the purpose you were created for. True purpose is never selfish. It is always tied to serving others. Whether it is lifting up the broken, speaking for the voiceless, or bringing hope to those who have none, your calling will always involve making the world better in some way. The compassion you feel is a signpost pointing you toward that mission. But compassion is not just about feelings, it is about action. Feeling sorry for someone does nothing to change their situation. Purpose is revealed when you take that compassion and turn it into something tangible. It could be as simple as offering a helping hand, using your talents to uplift others, or dedicating your life's work to a cause greater than yourself. Whatever it looks like, your purpose will always be tied to how you use what you have been given to serve those in need. It is easy to think that making a difference requires some grand world-changing act. But the truth is, purpose is often found in the small daily acts of kindness and service. The way you treat people, the love you extend, the burdens you help carry. All of these things shape your calling. Compassion is not weakness, it is strength. It is the driving force behind real lasting change. If your heart is moved for others, do not ignore it. That feeling is guiding you. It is revealing where your gifts are needed, where your voice matters, where your purpose lies. Follow that compassion and you will find the path you were meant to walk. There are moments in life when you should have given up. Times when the weight of your burdens was too heavy, when the pain was too deep, when the obstacles seemed too great, and yet somehow you kept going. Somehow you found the strength to rise again, to push forward, to keep believing when everything around you told you to quit. That kind of strength is not ordinary. It is evidence of divine support. When you are chosen for a greater purpose, you will face battles that seem impossible to overcome. Life will test you in ways that make you question your own abilities. But each time you reach the point where you think you can't take another step, where you believe you have nothing left to give, you find a power within you that is beyond human understanding, that is the hand of something greater carrying you through. Many times we do not realize the extent of this divine support until we look back. We wonder how we survived that loss, how we endured that hardship, how we managed to keep moving forward when everything was against us. It was never just our own willpower, it was divine strength at work, sustaining us when we had nothing left. That strength does not come from the mind, from determination, or from human effort alone. It comes from a source far beyond us. A power that sees our journey from beginning to end and provides exactly what we need, exactly when we need it. This strength is unexplainable because it does not make sense to the world. People will look at you and wonder how you are still standing after everything you have been through. They will expect you to be broken, defeated, or bitter, but instead you will be standing strong, filled with a resilience that even you cannot fully explain. That is the mark of divine support. This strength does not mean that life will be easy. It does not mean you will never feel weary or that you will never struggle. But it does mean that no matter how hard the road becomes, you will not walk it alone. Each challenge will shape you, but it will not break you. Each battle will refine you, but it will not destroy you. And through it all, you will continue moving forward, even when it seems impossible. If you have ever faced situations that should have overwhelmed you, yet you found the strength to endure, know that it was not by chance. That was divine strength working within you. It is a sign that you are being prepared, that your purpose is greater than your pain, and that your journey is far from over. So when life gets difficult, do not fear. When the path ahead seems uncertain, do not lose hope. The same strength that has carried you this far will continue to sustain you. You are not alone, and you never have been. There comes a moment in life when you must decide, will you step into your calling, or will you let fear, doubt, and uncertainty hold you back? Being chosen for a greater purpose is not enough. Having talent, passion, and opportunities is not enough. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. No one else can say yes to your destiny. That is a decision only you can make. Many people sense that they are called to something greater. They feel the pull in their spirit, the restlessness that refuses to go away. They know they were created for more than just existing, more than just going through the motions of life. But despite feeling the call, they hesitate. They wait for the perfect moment, for absolute certainty, for everything to fall into place. But the truth is, stepping into your calling will always require a leap of faith. If you are waiting for a time when you will feel completely ready, when fear will no longer exist, you will be waiting forever. Throughout history, Those who walked in their purpose were not the ones who had no fear. They were the ones who chose to move forward despite it. They did not have all the answers. They did not see the full picture, but they said yes anyway. They trusted that as they took the first step, the next one would be revealed. They understood that purpose is not something you stumble upon. It is something you step into. The choice to follow your calling is not always easy. It may require you to leave behind what is familiar. It may demand sacrifice, hard work, and perseverance. Some people will not understand your journey. Some will try to discourage you, telling you that it is too risky, too difficult, or that you are not qualified. But if you know deep down that you were meant for something more, you cannot afford to let the opinions of others decide your future. No one else can fulfill your purpose for you. If you do not step into what you were created for, it will remain undone. The world needs what you have to offer. There are lives you are meant to touch, people you are meant to inspire, and changes you are meant to bring. But it all begins with a decision to act, a decision to stop holding back and step fully into who you were meant to be. So the question is not whether you are called. The question is, will you answer? Will you rise above fear? Will you embrace the path set before you? The choice is yours and no one else can make it for you. But know this, when you do say yes, when you step out in faith, you will find that everything you need has been waiting for you all along.